Hi, everyone. You are watching or listening to another episode of the Method to the Music show. And just like there is a method to the madness in life, there is a method to the music business. This show aims to put you on game and teach you all about that by having conversations with guests from all different areas of the music industry. Except for today, we're just going to have a conversation with myself, solo episode. I am your host, Tynia Coates, Ty Law, TC. And yeah, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about masters versus publishing. And I know that I've talked about this in other episodes. However, today we are going to focus on how the payout is different between masters versus publishing. And I wanted to talk about this because I've been seeing so many different conversations on all the music pages and channels and podcasts and content that I follow. And there seems to be a lot of confusion. So I wanted to come on here and clarify some certain things for you guys. I also saw a clip on a friend of mine. Corey Mo, shout out to him, is a friend of mine now who I met because he followed my channel. If anybody watched Music Money Monday before my podcast, he followed my channel. And I met him at various award shows because he is an award-winning producer, actually now a Grammy award-winning producer, so let's praise him. But yes, Corey Mo has a podcast called Country Rap Tunes. Please forgive me if I got the name wrong. I've only seen a couple episodes, but I follow on Instagram faithfully. And yeah, he has a podcast that's music related. And I saw a clip recently where he had a guest named Ray Daniels, which also Ray Daniels has a music related podcast that I follow as well. I think he talks about other things besides music also. But anyway, Corey Mo had Ray Daniels on, and Ray Daniels said an interesting fact that I don't really hear a lot of people talk about, which he said that when it comes to masters and publishing, that the master is getting paid out 6-1 versus the publishing. And that's for streaming. And this is true. I just don't really hear people talk about it outside of my world. So I'm like, oh, yeah, let's tap into that because it's true. When it comes to streaming, masters are getting paid out 6 times higher than the publishing. However, the publishing has so many more other sources of income and revenue that's being generated that the masters does not. So that is what I wanted to come on here and clarify and paint the bigger picture for you all. Oh yeah, while I have you guys here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Very important that you guys do that. If you want this to keep being up and running, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you follow my Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. The information for all of that will be in the description box of whatever you're watching this on. But yeah, let's jump into this episode. He said that the master is getting paid out 6-1 versus the publishing, and that is true, but it's true only for streaming, guys. Oh yeah, when we're saying that it's paid 6-1, well, let me not say when we're saying, when I'm saying 6-1, because I don't know where he was getting his information from, but for me, I'm getting my information right now, the 6-1 from the NMPA, which is a trusted source, and they projected for 2023 that $6 billion will be generated in revenue that will be paid out to on the master side for streams, and about 1 billion will be paid out on the publishing side for streams in performance and mechanical royalties. And that's 6-1. And again, it's a ratio, so it can go down to the streams and everything as well with that. So when your song is streamed, there are 3 forms of revenue that are generated. There's money that's generated that goes to the master, that's for distribution. And then there are performance royalties, and then there are mechanical royalties. And performance royalties and mechanical royalties, all of that falls under publishing. So master, publishing. Even with the performance and the mechanical royalties combined, it's still getting paid out significantly less for streaming than the master. 6 to 1. So if a song made $600,000 in masters, it's making around $100,000 in the royalties for publishing. And this is just for streaming. Again, I just want to keep emphasizing that because that's mainly why I wanted to come on here and paint the bigger picture for you guys. Because, first, let's try to go into the foundation of master versus publishing. And I actually think that I have a clip that I didn't use from another episode. So I'm just going to insert that in here and save me the trouble of explaining that to you guys right now.
And what the difference is between masters and publishing. So whenever you put your music out there are normally 2 copyrights that are attached to it. There is a copyright in the sound recording, which protects the actual audio recording of the song. And then there is a copyright in the composition, which protects the lyrics, melody, and the music as it is written. What people typically refer to as the masters or owning the masters in the industry is when they're referring to whoever owns the sound recording copyright. So I just say master sound recording. I say it together all the time just because it makes it stick in your head. And that's typically owned by a label. And if you don't have a label, then it's normally owned by you or an artist. And what people typically refer to as publishing, that has to deal with the composition copyright. And again, that's owned by publishers. So if you do not have a publisher, then you are considered self-published. So I just wanted to break those 2 sections down for you guys. So
yeah, okay. I am glad that I had that clip because it definitely did save me the energy to explain that. But let's go back to what Ray Daniels said on Corey Mo's podcast, which is that masters are getting paid out 6 to 1 compared to the publishing. And this is true for streaming. So I just wanted to emphasize that this is true for streaming, guys, that this statistic applies to streaming. It does not apply to all the other areas of revenue in the music business. Now, altogether though, publishing has additional areas of revenue that the master does not get at all. At all. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. That's what I wanted to break down for you guys, which is beyond streaming on the publishing side. The publishing side is also getting paid for radio play. Whenever a song is played on the radio, the artist or whoever owns the master sound recording, they do not get paid at all when the song is played on the radio. Only the publishing, only the songwriters, the producers, and the publishers on that song are getting paid when that song is played on the radio. And radio pays out at a much higher rate than streaming. Like how he said that it's a 6 to 1 rate or ratio for radio compared to streaming, it's like probably like 600,000 to 1. And I'm just being dramatic. It's sarcastic, but it might really actually be that way because when a song is played on the radio, if your song is played on the radio like 3 or 4 times, even really just a couple times on the radio, you're going to get around $50, $75, $100. The rate varies, but you're going to get paid. You can get paid like $100 or more for a couple plays on the radio. We all know that if your song is streamed a couple times, 3 or 4 times, you're not even making 1 cent off of that. So that's already a big difference there from money outside of streaming in regards to the masters versus the publishing. And also, right now, people are consuming music more through streaming than they are through radio. However, radio altogether has paid out more money than streaming. And that's because the streaming platforms, they be trying to wiggle their way around paying you guys. So that's that. But radio, even though it's not being consumed, like every single state has a radio station or multiple radio stations inside that state that focus on different genres. And nobody could be listening to those stations. But it doesn't matter. As long as they play the music on the radio, you're collecting that money. And it's way more, like I said, couple plays on the radio, a couple, literally a couple, not an exaggeration. A couple plays on the radio is going to get you 100 to a couple hundred or $50 or $75 versus a couple of streams. That's a big difference. And radio still pays out more money than streaming altogether. Another way that publishing makes more money than masters is when it comes to TV and film synchronization. So when someone wants to use your song for TV and film, they have to get a license to do so. They have to get a license on the master side, master use license, and they have to get a license on the publishing side, a synchronization license. And then on the master side, you're going to get a one-time upfront fee for them to use it. And then on the publishing side, you're going to get paid the same one-time upfront fee for that person to use it. But additionally, on the publishing side and the publishing side only, they're also going to get royalties every single time that song is played on TV or on a streaming platform like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or the 5 million other ones that are out there. And whoever owns the master or the artist, they're not getting those royalties. They only got that one time upfront fee, which they got on the publishing side as well. So whenever the song is played on any of those formats, performance royalties are generated. And that goes to the publishing, the songwriters, the producers. That does not go to the artist. So that's another way that the publishing is making even more money than the master beyond streaming. And what's another way? I'm not going to go through every single way because clearly, hello. You guys, I just want to let you know how difficult it has been to talk about all of this while drinking and I ate a gummy. I will never do this again. I'm not saying never, but I'm probably not going to because, whew, I don't know if any of it made sense. And it actually seems like a very difficult, complex topic to cover while trying to be leisurely. I don't know why I thought that that was a smart idea. You want to know why? Because in my head, something seems like it. Oh, I could break this down. I could easily tell you guys. I could easily teach this to you guys in a way that's simple. But to do that, I forget that, it comes out and it sounds simple to you guys, but it's actually not. It's not simple to break that down. So that wasn't smart of me. I should have focused on a smaller topic. That was also one of the reasons why I wanted to do the podcast and have guests, because whenever I am doing an episode by myself, my brain just thinks of every single thing that's connected to the topic that I chose. And I feel like I can't not talk about it. Like if I just skip over something, then I feel like people are going to, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a whole self induced issue that I need to work through and work on. But I'm just leisurely going through this because I've had a rough time recently and I do not have it in me to do a whole. I can't go that deep, y'all. Basically, I can't go that deep. So let me think of another way that it changes. Oh, mechanicals. That was a different way that it changes because mechanical royalties, again, are a part of publishing. Whenever a song is sold on physical format, so CDs, vinyl, and I know it sounds like nobody's buying CDs and vinyl anymore, but guess what? People still are buying CD and vinyl has made a comeback. Whenever that happens, the money that gets paid to the artist or the record label, they have to take a portion of that and pay it to whoever owns the publishing for mechanical royalties. So it's still some of that going back to them. So that's 3 additional ways beyond streaming that the publishing is paying out more and higher than the master. And I'm saying all that to say that both are important. You can't just say fuck one, fuck the publishing. You got to focus on both. And when you're doing your splits, think about both. Think about how much you're giving up on the master side, and also think about how much you're giving up on the publishing side, and think about how it's going to impact your revenue. And also understand that not everybody gets both sides. Um, Producers get points on the master side, but it's not that high, guys. You have to probably be like the biggest producer in the world, honestly, to get a high percentage of the masters. That doesn't really happen. It's really a label or a distribution company or the artist who are getting the bulk of the master royalties. A producer gets points, but it's like a very, very small percentage. Nowhere, I don't want to give you guys exact numbers, but 3%, 5%, even 25%. Depends on if you're signed versus unsigned, the artist. Yes. So just don't expect to get that. Don't sit here and start trying to give off, like, take less publishing to get more masters because you heard a clip on the internet. Don't do that, guys. Please don't do that. Retain and engage counsel if you have a deal that's coming up that you need to know this information and you need to have a contract that's relating to that. But honestly, honestly, yeah, just do that. Because if it's left up to you, who knows? Who knows? We are here as experts, and this is what we do. But don't be trying to like figure all that out on your own. I'm just telling you guys this so you are aware when you're going into a deal that as a producer, there's points on both sides, masters and publishing. Artists, you got it on the master side. If you write also as an artist, you have it on the publishing side. Songwriters, you have it on the publishing side. That's I'm just trying to get you guys to be well rounded. Well rounded, okay? Yeah. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. Oh, actually, also in the comments, please let me know if you enjoyed or appreciated the solo episode because I have no idea if I should keep doing them or not. I'm probably going to keep doing them regardless of what you guys say in the comments because I don't, with how busy I am with work, I don't know if I can like commit to having guests all of the time, but I will commit to having a couple episodes of guests and then hit you with the solo episode. But please still leave your input because I need it. Even if you don't want me to keep having solo episodes, please make sure you say that in the comments. I promise you, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Most people in real life don't hurt my feelings, but definitely not on the internet. Yes. Um, yeah. In the meantime, in between time, do not get lost in the madness that is the music business because there is a method to the music. Yeah. Bye.